ever felt like you don't belong? The people around you are going to find out you're a fraud and that you don't deserve your accomplishments. It's called imposter syndrome. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 5 tips to overcome imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a term used to describe high achieving individuals who are unable to internalize their achievements and attribute them to skills, thus viewing themselves as frauds. It's a feeling that you're not competent as others perceive you to be. You question everything, your achievements, your skills, your abilities. Am I good enough? Did I get here through dumb luck? Where do I fit in? Do I deserve to be here? Yes, you do. First, it's important to understand that imposter syndrome is not a mental illness. It's just an emotional response to success. It's also important to know that you are not alone. A lot of people have experienced this, no matter their social status, work, background, skill level, or a degree of expertise. No matter how much evidence there is that we're successfully navigating certain areas of our lives, work, school, relationships, family, many of us still hold the false belief that we aren't as smart or capable as others perceive us to be. On the flip side, maybe you're constantly being told you don't belong. This is common with women because we are constantly being told what to do and what not to do. A woman is not supposed to do this. A woman is not supposed to achieve this. Your ambition is so big. Your goals are too much. A woman is not supposed to do this. A woman is not supposed to do that. And so when you finally get to achieve those things, you question yourself. Do I deserve to be here? Did I get here through dumb luck? Why am I the one to achieve this? Again, remember that you are not alone on this. Some of the common symptoms of imposter syndrome include self doubt, sabotaging your own success, fear of being seen as a failure, downplaying your accomplishments, feeling of unworthy of attention and affection, crediting luck for success. Dr. Valerie Young, in her book, This One, The Secret Thoughts of Successful Women, Why Capable People Suffer from Imposter Syndrome and How to Thrive in Spite of It, identifies 5 types of imposter syndrome. Number 1, the perfectionist. Perfectionists set extremely high goals and expectations for themselves. And when they fail to meet those goals and expectations, they experience self doubt and feel they might actually be a total fraud. Perfection isn't always a realistic goal. So instead of acknowledging the actual work they've put in, they criticize themselves for small mistake and feel ashamed of their failure. If this is you, you might even avoid trying new things if you believe you can't do them perfectly. Everything has to be perfect. But 2, the superhuman. The superhuman will push themselves to work even harder than everybody else so they can measure up and avoid being exposed as frauds. They push themselves to the limits. And this type of workaholism can lead to stress, burnout, and even sabotage your relationship. Number 3, the natural genius. This type sets their internal bar ridiculously high, just like the perfectionists. But natural genius don't just judge themselves based on ridiculous expectations. They also judge themselves based on getting things done right the first try. If they can't master something immediately with ease and grace, that is when they feel like an imposter. They believe that competent people can handle anything with little difficulty, and this belief leads them to feel like a fraud when they have a hard time. Number 4, the soloist. If you believe that asking for help means you're a fraud who doesn't have a clue of what you're doing, then you are probably a soloist. Soloists are independent to a fault. They will refuse help from others even when they need it out of fear of being thought as incompetent. You believe you should be able to handle everything solo. If you can't achieve success independently, you consider yourself unworthy. Number 5, the expert. Experts measure their competence based on how much they know. They put off starting anything until they know all there is to know, out of fear of being exposed as inexperienced or unknowledgeable. Imposter syndrome can be a debilitating condition, but there are ways to beat it. So let's get into how you can overcome imposter syndrome. Number 1, change your inner dialogue. It starts from within. I always believe that in order to experience any physical change, you have to change the conversation you have with yourself. What do you tell yourself when those intrusive thoughts set in? Do you tell yourself, I'm not worthy of any of these? I got here through dumb luck. I am useless. How dare you? Do you know who you are? You need to refrain from questioning your achievements, successes, and abilities. The place you are right now, you've worked hard for everything. So when this battle begin in your mind, tell yourself, this feeling means I am doing something right. I am on the right path because imposter syndrome is common with high achievers. True imposters don't have this feeling. So tell the devil, not today. Number two on how to overcome imposter syndrome is you need to take one day at a time. You have to come to the realization that you can't do it all. Take baby steps, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Set smart and realistic goals for yourself. Focus on doing things reasonably well and remember to reward yourself one day at a time. Number three on how to overcome imposter syndrome, you need to stop comparing yourself with others. Every time you compare yourself with others, you will find a fault in yourself that fuels your feeling of inadequacy, not being good enough. Everyone has their unique ability. Even when it seems like someone has everything under control, you may not know the full story. The grass is always greener on the other side. Instead of allowing someone else's success to highlight your flaws, consider exploring ways to develop abilities or skills that interest you. You are on your own unique journey. Number four, social media is an exaggeration. You need to, by default, get this settled in your mind. Don't let the things people want you to see be the yardstick for measuring your own success, measuring your own achievements. No one showcases their failures on social media. On the other hand, if you portray an image on social media that doesn't match who you really are, or an image that is impossible to achieve, it will only make your feeling of being a fraud worse. Again, remember, no one comes to social media to tell you how bad, horrific their life is. The last but not the least on how you can overcome imposter syndrome is to lean on someone. Sometimes all you need is to have a chat with someone you trust, someone who knows you well and supports you regardless. Instead of internalizing the emotions, recognize them, share, and move on. Imposter syndrome is not a secret to keep, it's not a disease to hide. Sharing how you feel with someone will help you overcome what it is that you're feeling. Imposter syndrome is very common, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. Don't get stuck in how you feel because self doubt can be paralyzing. If you find value in this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, subscribe. This will make a huge difference, and share with your friends. I will see you in this video as you learn how to stop procrastinating and get more done. Thank you so much for your time. Let's go.